Hello and welcome to KTaNE League Spring 2021 Quarterfinals. My name is Yabagai, unfortunately not on screen this time, alongside Grunkle Squeaky. And today we are featuring the first round of playoff action between Negative Creativity, MCD, MakeBow, Asu and Username, and Refusal Defusal, Zeknix, Artemis, and Slashman. This is a stepladder style tournament, that is to say, the 3 and 4 seeds here are battling against each other in a best of 3, as always. Whoever wins this goes on to face seed 2 in the next match, the semifinals, and then the winner of that match will face the first seeded team to determine the grand champion of the Spring 2021 team tournament. Grunkle, your thoughts on the stakes here as we transition into this more intense playoff stage of this competition?
I think the stepladder bracket is absolutely going to provide for some potential amazing upsets here, because it is entirely possible for either of these two teams to go through not only quarters but also semis and finals and still make it out. Stay Crazy in that top first seed is definitely going to have a little bit of an easier ride, only having to handle the one match in week 3 of the bracket, but anything can really happen here. I wouldn't be surprised if any of the 3 teams ended up going up against Stay Crazy at the very end. I feel like there's a lot of room for upset. I feel like there's a lot of potential in these teams, and I'm really excited to see how it plays out.
Indeed. I mean, the exhaustion factor might be one thing, but on the other hand, maybe they're getting good practice by the time they get to Stay Crazy, Stay Cruel, and we could see that experience pay off in the intense playoff atmosphere. Remember, the winner is whoever defuses the bomb faster, or if an explosion occurs, whoever's disarmed more modules. Blowing up on the same solve count results in a tie for the bomb, and without further ado, it is bomb 1. It is the advantage to Negative Creativity, so they'll get 7 modules off their list, and let's get started.
We have audio from Team Negative Creativity for bomb 1 here. Taking a look at the module lists we have here, I always enjoy the fact that Negative Creativity generally has a decent number of MCD's very own modules on bombs, which, of course, I think definitely gives them a sizable advantage whenever they show up. As for the bans, Negative Creativity has vetoed Refusal Defusal's Polyhedral Maze, Set, and Button sequences, while Refusal Defusal says no to Forget Us Not, Cube, and to Triamons, which means the only boss module in the pool is going to be Refusal Defusal's Forget Me Not.
That third veto is new this week. I can only assume bold and italicized in our notes means it's the new veto, so button sequences and to Triamons were the new ones. The modules off Refusal Defusal's list are Colored Switches, Fast Math, and Hexamaze, and Gridlock is the staff pick.
Everything else you see here is entirely Negative Creativity's fault. Including the Pattern Cube, which everybody in this league seems to love.
It is the most commonly picked module among EFM and team competition, as Fast Math goes to work on Refusal Defusal's side.
The highlighted symbol is Diamond Line.
That time's running low, goodness.
Not hitting the reset super fast on Fast Math, but hopefully they'll pick up pace soon.
1, the rest are 0 in the first number.
Oh, and a strike on Fast Math for Refusal Defusal.
Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Negative Creativity does already have a solve, and it looks like they're also inputting palindromes. If this is a solve as well, they will have an extremely good pace.
Yep. 1, 2. What are your Fast Math letters?
Palindromes is correct. That's 2 solves to 0, with Refusal Defusal also having a strike. The strike this early is going to make it even harder for them to come back. But Negative Creativity is now going to be starting on Fast Math. Let's see how they do.
Oh yeah, I think it. Oh yeah, we are in the.
It's fine. Don't. Yeah, it's not week 4. It's team quarters. Don't worry about it.
Negative Creativity actually did something very cool. You might have noticed that their HUD is actually backed by tool mods, which is not appearing on this bomb, but since their HUD didn't work, they very kindly recreated it for us here. So what you're seeing is a good approximation of this, or hopefully a very good approximation. So, much appreciated. 2 solves apiece.
Fairly accurate so far, if I do say so myself.
39.
Alright, we're done. Get ready for
There's Fast Math, and it's 3-2.
Nature's Prep It.
Refusal Defusal, despite that early strike, appears to be down but not out, cashing in those two solves, bringing it back to be a little bit closer. I still don't think that this is going to be absolutely devastating them. I think this is absolutely within the realm of possibility for them to pull back out from. It was, in fact, Negative Creativity, the only team that Refusal Defusal got a point off of in the first 3 weeks. So if they've done it before, they can absolutely do it again.
I found the maze already.
Negative Creativity with the advantage here, so if Refusal Defusal takes this bomb, this will set up a very interesting rest of this match. As Refusal Defusal goes after Gridlock here, I see two rather time-consuming modules between that, although I think teams have gotten the solve time down on that significantly, but also Railway Cargo Loading, which is, as I recall, a 15-stage gargantuan beast of a module here.
14 stages and a caboose.
Always a caboose.
Facing right. RCL.
Negative Creativity getting some clarification on the pattern cube as they start on Railway Cargo Loading.
Wow.
Railway Cargo Loading is a much more difficult module than people think it is from the outset, because after every single train car, the details on that little note can change, which will affect the actual solve and what the correct next stage will be.
Would you go after a 15-stage module this early?
150.
Honestly, if I was confident enough on it, which it seems they are, as well as having other people busy
Both
on
teams.
Pattern Cube and other such modules. Both of them as well, Refusal Defusal, I've noticed getting on it as well. It is an interesting decision. I think it's something that they want to make sure, because Railway Cargo Loading has a very high minimum solve time. You can't even just make an educated guess on what you should do and try to get it out quickly if you're running low on time. You have to go through all 15 stages in order to have a shot at solving it. So starting it early to make sure you don't accidentally run out of time on it is definitely a reasonable idea.
Counter argument, get the other 10 done, then Railway Cargo Loading. But both teams progressing through it pretty well. Car 4 is where Negative Creativity is. Car 4 now for Refusal Defusal. You can see that at the top of the surveillance camera displays.
400 mil, 100 sheet metal.
As the timers tick below 10 minutes each, Refusal Defusal's faster because of that early strike costing them about 3 minutes.
Early strike putting them down a minute already.
I have to go look at passenger cars then. 150 packs checked baggage, 450 total packs, 400 packs, 250.
Presumably this is being done interactive with one expert while the other is working elsewhere.
I know there is an expert for Negative Creativity working on Pattern Q. I would assume the same for Refusal Defusal. I wonder what else they could be working on.
Dome car.
Mazery is definitely possible.
350 total packs, 300 total, 125 middle class.
Well, somehow Railway Cargo Loading made the qualifier, so it can't be that long, can it?
Wait, which one is that?
Each team had to submit a list of, it was 15 modules, and do it in 20 minutes, as I recall, to ensure that it was league viable for these modules to appear on these rapid-fire bombs.
7 is 300 total, 200 middle class.
And I feel like it is also to take into account that on a team bomb where people can be working on multiple things at the same time, it's easier for longer modules to make it through because you can start multiple of them at the same time.
Now each team pulling away, colored switches Negative Creativity, Pattern Cube Refusal Defusal.
150 lumber or logs, 30 livestock.
Off each other's list, interestingly.
200 acid.
I suppose these reads are being doled out as Railway Cargo Loading is worked out, but here comes Palindromes.
Palindrome solve here would be really nice for Refusal Defusal here to give them some chance of staying in this.
Yes.
Negative Creativity more than halfway done with Railway Cargo Loading.
7 large objects, 5
4 solves to 3 Negative Creativity on their own bomb.
10, 600 milk water or resin.
Water, tank car.
And there's the solve count tied as Palindromes comes in for Refusal Defusal.
100 sheet metal.
Sheet metal, coil, car 12.
7:30 on Negative Creativity's timer, 6 minutes Refusal Defusal.
Special things, right?
Correct.
Still with that
400
strike,
mil,
causing a significant time gap.
13, 30
Railway
livestock.
Cargo Loading already on stage 13 for Negative Creativity. Just 2 more cars until that caboose comes out.
Lumber, logs, 100 food, 500.
The pocket plane's quickly done by Refusal Defusal. They take a momentary solve lead.
That's fine. I'm about to take your cash in.
Wonder how long it will last.
Well, if they solve Nature's, that'll pad it pretty quickly.
1 moment. Go for it.
White, orange, 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 tan.
This is Mazery Negative Creativity is looking at. Each of the colors denotes where the walls are, up, left, right, and down,
Tan, purple,
based on a complicated wires-esque Venn diagram.
white, tan.
It's almost impossible for me to make heads or tails of that image. Every time I look at it, there are too many colors, and my brain just says, no thank you.
It just melds into one big super color eventually. Thankfully, there's colorblind mode for the diffuser, which is almost a necessity, in my opinion, for this module.
Yeah.
I'll take your cash-ins.
Reasonably so. Colorblind mode really just making a lot of otherwise very difficult modules feasible.
It is an optional feature for our diffusers. They didn't have to take it or weren't prohibited from using it, so fair game. As the solve count is tied, but Pattern Cube is starting to be entered in for Negative Creativity. Refusal Defusal going back to Railway Cargo loading.
You said spikes right, yes? Okay. Go ahead.
4 down, 2 to go on Pattern Cube.
Funnel, where's it? Yes.
And there it is.
And that's flawless pattern cube.
Timers are starting to wind down here. Does Refusal Defusal have time for that Railway Cargo loading? That's my question. 3.5 minutes, 1 strike, so you're taking 80% of that time. As Negative Creativity racks up their 7th solve with that Nature's cash-in.
Okay.
If Refusal Defusal sticks to this railway cargo loading, I think it's going to be difficult for them to get any other cash-ins in time before the bomb expires.
Ready on Mazery.
I haven't built the maze yet. Let's just do gridlock and then I'll get to that.
Red Star Charlie 3, pressing next.
Charlie 3.
Mazery wasn't ready, said the expert, so it's on to Gridlock.
Delta 3.
Is
Refusal Defusal still working that Railway Cargo loading, down 3 solves. I don't know about this.
The Alpha 2.
It's looking really tough. I'm not sure how much of a chance Refusal Defusal has here. Down 2 minutes and 3 solves.
Down right. Bravo 3.
Her Negative Creativity even does have the mods like the railway cargo loading already solved. Refusal Defusal is only about 2/3 of the way
Diamond
through.
pressing next.
But Colored Switches is cashing in here, so this will be solve number 6, presuming all goes well.
And it does.
With the middle
8 to
finger.
6.
Couldn't resist.
You're gonna have to blur that one out in post, don't you?
Bravo 2.
Is Yellow Diamond pressing next.
Yellow Diamond. Delta 2.
Delta 2 is blank.
Brian Fetter would be so ashamed he'd made that illegal on the original Switches module.
The Bravo 4.
Bravo 4 is a Yellow Diamond pressing next.
Yellow Diamond. Alpha 4.
Alpha 4 is a Yellow Star pressing next.
Yellow
Gridlock on its 6th page now. Which is somewhat arbitrary, but it does mean they're working through it quickly enough. Is Mazery anywhere near? They're 1 solve behind now, and Pattern Cube is being eyeballed.
Charlie 4 is right.
Makes me wonder sometimes how different life would be if Gridlock was only 1 page and you could read it out to your expert.
Interesting.
Lockdown.
Colored switches.
Well, I like the interactive element of it, but Refusal Defusal needs to start interacting and fast. Their timer's down to 1 minute, but there is a Pattern Cube solve on its way as Negative Creativity gets to 10 solves. Mazery only is remaining with 3:15. And how does Refusal Defusal find 3 solves out of this?
I think they would even need 4. I'm almost certain that this Mazery will be solved on the side of Negative Creativity in almost no time now. The Pattern Cube solve would be a little nice to have. There we have.
There it is, but what's left? Railway Cargo, there's that fast math again, which...
Cyans are at Alpha 4.
And there's just no time left on the clock. 10 seconds on 1 strike.
5 confirmed.
Charlie 5 confirmed.
And with this impending explosion,
Left to Alpha 1.
Negative Creativity wins Bomb 1.
Right, down, left, another.
1 of 3. There are still 2 more, which Refusal Defusal will have to win both of in order to be able to stay in the bracket.
232 left.
As we're speaking, Negative Creativity gets their 11th solve. 2.5 minutes remaining on the timer, completely strikeless.
I feel like I'm the one to be faulted for it.
Putting out a dominant performance on their favored bomb, as expected from Negative Creativity.
That's fine.
But as we move into Bomb 2, the advantage is going to be shifting over to Refusal Defusal, and I think they might be able to gain some tempo with modules they're more comfortable with.
Right on time. Remember, winner stays on, loser will be, unfortunately, playing their last match of the team competition. Let's just plunge right into Bomb 2, shall we?
Modules from Negative Creativity being 3D Tunnels, Broken Guitar Chords, and Unown Cypher, with our staff pick being Varicolored Squares, also appearing with Refusal Defusal's
no
list.
port plates, no ports. Whiskey, 6 India, Zulu 2 for serial number. Whiskey, 6 India.
2 instances of varicolored squares. How about that?
Matt, my ice cream is Gary.
Both teams
Important to
picked...
know for anyone
Go ahead,
who has
Uncle.
not seen this before, there is a Forget-Me-Not module on this bomb. It is that little red module in the top middle of the backside with the stage counter in the top right and the display on the bottom, which you can see on Negative Creativity screen right now. They will have to keep track of that bottom digit as it changes after every module on the bomb is solved. If one of those gets missed, it's going to be it's going to be very difficult to recover. So the diffusers are going to have to pay very close attention to that.
You remember how in the base game it used to say the modules are discrete and can be solved in any order? Well, that just blows it right out of the water.
Cream, double strawberry, raspberry.
First one to break that rule, too. It's weird to see how far it's come now. We have modules that have to absolutely be solved last, and now we even have a module that absolutely has to be solved first.
And Hexacube is just like, what are you calling these? I just wanted to make a module, gosh.
Bar B,
Trendsetter.
XOR 2 bits coming on a Negative Creativity side.
The line in the carrot thing, right?
And solved.
Jenny,
What's stage 2?
Drawing first blood with that 2-bit solve.
I couldn't.
Charlie Echo Query.
Remember, Negative Creativity wins this match if they win this bomb, quite simply. We will play out all 3 bombs, but
4, 6.
If they win this one, it's all over.
Delta Bravo Query.
Something that I think may have a significant impact on the outcome of this set is the fact that when it comes to the module list of both teams, Refusal Defusal has a lot of modules which appear on the Centurion, which is a very well, it's the flagship KTaNE mission almost for the modded community. And it has a lot of the older modules which is generally what people start out with when they're first learning, and are also reoccurring modules on many challenge bombs from day to day. So I feel like Negative Creativity definitely already has a lot of experience with a lot of the modules that are on Refusal Defusal's list. Whereas Negative Creativity definitely has some stinkers that will probably be new to some of the players on Negative Creativity, or on Refusal Defusal, excuse me.
True, but if you have extra familiarity with the modules, perhaps there's still a time advantage to be gained. Sure, I don't expect Negative Creativity to strike on these per se, though you never know. But you never know. 2-2 is the solve count, so right now we are level.
Oh, crap.
And just as you say that, 2-3 with Refusal Defusal cashing and Ice Cream and taking a small solve lead early on.
Ice cream, and I forgot to read stage 3.
Okay, stage 4.
Oh, no! That's gonna hurt! We heard from Refusal Defusal they did not read stage 3 of Forget-Me-Not. That is going to most likely cause a strike later on if they solve the other 10 modules on the bomb.
Flat 9. Broken string is 2.
Of course, this happened to Makebow when we did the Centurion together on an early stage, and he was just like, he forgot stage 12, and then he said, oh, I didn't hear it after he solved the whole thing anyway.
7, 11,
He knew it was going to strike early, and he just didn't say a darn word.
5, 6.
Confidence. Don't let other people panic.
12, 9, 15.
So if Makebow were on Refusal Defusal, which he's not, then that's what he'd be saying right now. Or not saying.
Did you get all that?
Okay.
We have 2 varicolors on here.
Okay.
Ice Cream being worked on Negative Creativity side very quickly at that.
When it comes to it.
Does MCD know this module? Wow, that was quick.
Wow.
How do you consider
all within the same minute? That's crazy.
Had you considered that a solo? I'm in shock.
I don't know how you could solo that, because not only would you have to memorize the flavor preferences of the different customers, but also their allergies.
Skip, 1 skip.
which I feel like memorizing what ingredients are and what ice creams might be simple enough, but the preference list and ooh, that is a strike on broken guitar chords and refusal defusal.
Go ahead, Dave.
Broken guitar ones takes a little bit of brain power to wrap your mind
leftmost,
around.
fast
It's
forward,
easy
left.
once you know it, but
Leftmost is fast forward,
understanding
fast
quite what the manual's trying to do, how as you move down the string, it
Um,
goes up by
topmost,
semitones,
floppy,
and the
top
fact
left.
that unmuted strings play notes as well, that's
Below
all
that, L,
tricky to get
top
your
right.
mind wrapped around at first.
It is also something that some people
Triangle
will
down,
give
below
Royal
that.
Flush flack for, the fact that it doesn't
Crown.
explain
Crown
very
right.
well the basics of how to play guitar notes in the first place, which leaves a lot
That
of
is
people
correct.
trying to
Stage
learn it
5 is
a little
5,
bit
stage
behind.
5
Well,
is
Broken's
5.
the Timwee variant,
I'm gonna
but
start those hair
I don't
colors.
Yeah.
did Royal work on
Red
Broken? I don't think he
flashing,
did.
red
I think he
blue.
just got credited for the original concept.
Yellow.
Correct me if I'm
Definitely
wrong.
possible.
However,
But
negative
regardless, even
creativity
the original guitar
just
chords
struck
is
on
difficult.
varicolored squares,
Red.
and suddenly the strike counts are level, as are the
Red
timers.
flashing, yellow,
Anything
red,
out just a
magenta.
little bit, but I do think it's important to note Refusal Defusal
Magenta.
did get their strike earlier, and they've also missed a stage of Forget Me
Magenta
Not.
flashing,
So I'm definitely
blue,
still favoring
yellow,
negative
magenta.
creativity on this solve, despite it being favored for Refusal Defusal.
Yellow.
These teams have recorded
Yellow
these
flashing,
runs
blue.
separately. They have no idea how quickly they truly need to go. We can see that Refusal Defusal needs to pick up the
Blue
pace
flashing,
just that little
yellow,
bit.
Green,
Oh, just yellow, green, red.
red flashing, yellow, red, magenta.
The object of Varicolor is to get that colorful blob expanded across the entire grid as much as
Magenta.
possible.
Magenta flashing, magenta, yellow.
A green.
As each team is attempting to do that now. Now Refusal Defusal seems close to tying this up as Negative Creativity is trying to grow that. I believe it's the magenta blob they're after here.
Magenta.
No.
I would
Next.
hope so. Yeah.
Blue.
Changing it over to yellow, gaining some
Blue flashing,
followers.
yellow, green, blue.
Avoiding the tricky cases where the square changes colors is a mercy rule, but also
Danny,
it's a
Simon
merciless rule as
States,
well, because sometimes it
green
confuses people.
flashing, blue is top left. Matt?
Skip, mute.
Negative Creativity has 2 colors left to press.
1, skip, 2.
1, skip, 2. Confirming. Skip, mute. 1 is skip, 2.
Varicolored comes in for Negative Creativity. Broken Guitar Chords strikes again for Refusal Defusal.
Gonna hurt real bad. 2 solves
Danny,
down and
second.
another strike down. It's going to make it really challenging, I think, for them, especially with that strike that is still waiting on Forget Me Not, just looming over their heads. 3D Tunnels read coming out from Refusal
Okay,
Defusal. Yet another
Matt?
very common module in
I
the
don't know if
league.
you're gonna be able
There's
to
always
do
the 1 in
this,
10
but,
dream that you get the right key anyway, but we'll see.
3D tunnels.
Yeah.
Up 3 is globe.
Refusal Defusal going after 3D
Right.
Tunnels, which is another
Three
module of
is
Negative
glow.
Creativity is lobbed at them.
Down
On
3 is
Refusal's
globe.
own Advantage
Down
Bomb.
three, that's right.
Pattern Cube comes
I
in.
need more.
7 for Negative Creativity.
Give me a second then. Danny, when am I pressing?
Green. For Simon.
Negative creativity. Oh no!
I thought varicolored. I should
Oh,
have
this is a disaster.
This is the bomb of varicolored squares.
Green for Simon.
Yes.
2 instances of it and a lot
Yellow,
of strikes
green,
dealt
red.
out to both teams.
Negative creativity can make.
Simon is
There's
green.
a states solve already. If they can make quick work of those broken guitar chords, I think it might just be over here.
Third stage is red.
They picked it for a reason. They should be able to.
Green, blue, red.
Stage
Then
flash
green, blue,
green,
red.
then everything but blue, then red. So actually, those are rules I happen to notice solo offhand. If you
Varicolored.
see a single color on stages 1, 3, and 4, you press it. On stage 2, if you have everything except the color, you press that color. And on stage 4, if you press the other 3, you
Magenta
press the 4th one.
flashing, Blue, red,
Everyone's
yellow.
favorite
Three
stage is
strikes and
press
four
3
hits.
different colors. The 4th one, you know exactly what to press. Thank goodness that Souvenir
red.
can't do that very last stage of states. Otherwise, I'd be in a whole world of trouble.
Souvenir
Red
isn't real. It
flashing,
can't hurt you.
Magenta, blue, red. Matt, unknown.
Bravo Tango, that's 2 then 20.
Refusal went right after the unknown cipher. Oh, hello. Broken Guitar struck on Negative Creativity's side.
Now next.
Being mean to everyone
Victor
today, isn't it?
Foxtrot, that's
Refusal Defusal
22,
needs
and then
solves, but
6.
that does give them a glimmer. But they do need to work very, very quickly.
Victor Foxtrot.
I do hope the
Sierra
Sunan is
should
correct.
only-
If it isn't, there's going to be about a 10% chance that they can actually solve the bomb without blowing it up to strikes.
At this point, I think it's just getting to 8 solves or 9 that is going to matter here, but 3D Tunnels is being worked on by Negative Creativity. Cloudburst awaits the winner. And there's Unknown Cypher, 8-6.
We have a minute 50 and 3 strikes.
Okay, I think I actually have broken guitar now.
His refusal goes
Red
back to
flashing
varicolored.
magenta, blue red.
Blue.
Blue flashing, blue, magenta, green.
Yellow.
Yellow
Negative
flashing,
Creativity
yellow, red,
taking a
magenta.
decent while to get oriented for their first stage of 3D
blue.
tunnels, but hopefully now they should
No
be
blue.
able to pick it up a
Magenta.
little bit.
Refusal Defusal timer is
Magenta
ticking
flashing,
down on their
magenta,
league
red,
right now.
broken chart.
3 strikes and 40
One,
seconds,
skip,
40 ticks
one.
rather.
Skip, mute, 6.
They're going to take another crack at broken guitar chords. Gotta try. Needing 2
Is this
solves.
one right?
1 skip 1.
Skip,
Mute
mute,
6.
6.
Got it.
Correct.
The broken guitar chords. If they don't get another solve in this next 10 seconds, it's going to be over. They
Oh,
need
they're close.
two,
They're
considering-
close. Oh, but the 9 solves for Negative
correct.
Creativity.
Oh yeah, Negative Creativity did catch another solve.
That
the
will
time
do
runs
it.
out on Refusal Defusal's bomb, and it also runs out in their time in
that was,
the league.
Negative Creativity
Hard, right?
advancing. They will take on Cloudburst in the semifinals. And the winner of that will face Stay Crazy, Stay Cruel.
Okay.
That Foxtrot golf problem.
Yeah. Okay, so that would be.
We will show out the third bomb in its entirety,
That one.
so stick around for that.
Echo Flat would be 1, Golf 2, Foxtrot would be 10.
Okay, one mute.
Let's see if Creativity can also slay this brutal broken guitar chords, which is dealt 3 strikes across both teams, if I'm not mistaken.
4, 5, 6.
Whoever faces them, it's a module
There
worth
you go.
practicing. Oh, hello.
4, 4, 4, 2,
Oh, they're at it.
9, 7.
Whoa! Are you kidding me?
Oh my god!
What? I'm in shock. Yeah, but I don't know what to say about this.
Grunkle, I'm going to take a liberty here, and I'm just going to instant replay that moment.
Yeah, I
One
fully
second.
agree. We need that.
So watch this. 21 seconds remaining. Watch this broken guitar chords, and then watch the hilarity and hijinks that ensue, including the hilarious censorship bleeps. Listen.
1 mute, 1, 0 mute, 6.
1 mute, 1, 0, mute, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Give me your F, man, go.
2, 7, 4, 4, 4, 2, 4, 4, 9, 7.
Holy 0.07 seconds!
Let's go. Okay.
Holy
Less than 10 seconds from
Yes!
asking for the read and getting the
Oh my
entire
God.
10-digit sequence input.
Oh,
Extremely well done, both by not only Bayo, who I
my
believe
God.
was on that Forget Me Not, but also MCD for the extremely quick and accurate submission. Wow.
I told you MakeBat was going to forget me not.
I didn't have a doubt in my mind.
Well, congratulations to Negative Creativity. They will take on Cloudburst in round 2 of the competition here. Just noticing it. Well, folks, I seem to have committed a sin in false advertising. There does not seem to be a third bomb. Oops. Well, as it is, that is the end of the quarterfinals. We have Team Negative Creativity taking on Cloudburst, and then Stay Crazy, Stay Cruel awaiting the winner. Grunkle, what do you think it came down to in the end here? I think there was I think Negative Creativity had a wider array of modules as well, maybe not from the Centurion era, but as well, also just getting them done quicker. Any?
Yeah, I would agree. I think Negative Creativity. I think also a lot of it comes down to Negative Creativity was able to take their own advantage bomb by the reins and just absolutely steamroll their time on that one. But when it came into refusal defusal sided bomb with the varicolored squares and the varicolored staff pick, which I thought would definitely be giving them some sort of advantage there on top of it already being their advantage bomb because it's a module from their list. You really need to perform when it's your advantage and it's your modules. You really need to be able to show the time that you can save on them compared to the other team. So getting a strike on it really is going to put a dampen on your best performance you can put down on that bomb.
That said, congratulations to Refusal Defusal for giving it a good effort. Didn't work out in the end, but we hope to see them back in next season's team competition. Grunkle, anything else to add before we sign off?
Shame we didn't get to see that third bomb.
Indeed. Well, perhaps another time we will make a notes to the editor on that one, and in the meantime, we thank you all so much for tuning into this KTaNE League action. My name's Yabaguy.
My name's Grunkle Squeaky.
We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.